Hello everyone! Now I'm sure you clicked on this video thinking, that's a good question. Now I'm not going to dawdle too long on the whole premise of this thing. But let's just say, let's make a scene for you. You and your friend. We'll go with the names Generic YouTuber 43 and Generic PokeTuber 47. You guys are sitting in a room together and you're like, hey, I've been doing these Pokemon Let's Plays for years now, months. And it's the same thing over and over again. NUZLOCKEs, Egglocks, Wonderlocks. It's just, I need something to spice it up. And your friend offers, well, why don't we do something together? And then you say, well, it's still the same thing. What I do is what I do, and what you do is what you do. The only thing that we could possibly do to make it to where our decisions matter is a Soul Link. But what if I told you, if I told both of you, that there is a new way now, and you can thank me for it if you want. If you don't, you can leave a comment saying, no thank you. But there is a new variant of cooperative Nuzlocke that I myself thought of. And it's a pretty interesting concept. It comes from the notion of filling the decks as a team. And it's called a Dexlocke. Obviously, your normal Nuzlocke rules apply. You gotta catch every Pokemon, the first Pokemon, in every route, and if you fail to catch it, you get nothing. And if a Pokemon faints, it dies. You have to nickname every Pokemon, and so on and so forth. Those are your basic Nuzlocke rules. And the thing that makes this new is it involves the dupes clause, which was optional from every other Nuzlocke. But here, it is mandatory. It is not optional. You have to abide by the rules of the dupes clause. Meaning that if you encounter a Shinx and you catch that Shinx, you can no longer catch a Shinx. Ever. Best way to avoid this is just, if you're doing a randomizer, click that catch 'em all mode. That's the way to avoid it. But here's where it becomes harder to avoid even if you do that. Is that every person playing the game with you affects your dupes clause. So let's say your opponent, friend, however you want to play this, can be played cooperative or versus, depending on how you want to do this. You can do this as a team, or you can do this as against each other. This is how the Dexlocke works. This is the only thing that is solid amongst every variant, is that the dupes clause works for everyone. If your opponent, partner, whatever, catches a Beldum, which praise to them if they catch Beldum, because that's hard, you and everyone else but that person can no longer have a Beldum, Metang, or Metagross. So on and so forth with every Pokemon in the Pokedex. Legendaries included. The only exception being static Mons. If you guys both get, say, an Eevee from Celadon City, even though it's randomized, if it's not randomized and you both get the Eevee normally, then you guys can both use that Eevee. And speaking of Eevee, the Dex dupe clause only is non-effective of Pokemon that evolve into multiple final stages. So if you're playing, say, 4th gen, somebody catches a Ralts, it's female, they can call Gardevoir, which means Gardevoir is locked, which means you have to catch a male Ralts and can only use it till you get that shiny stone. Well, Dawnstone, rather. Just like with Eevee, you have to evolve your Eevee, and then that evolution becomes locked for everyone. So it's convoluted in that sense, but not really any other, meaning that it's easy to get around, but also difficult if it's one of your favorites. Let's say somebody, if they were playing a game with me, they catch a Mawile. That's not going to make me happy, because then I can never use my favorite Pokemon. So it's just things we have to deal with. So it becomes a constant struggle of picking the Mons as a team or screwing your buddy over. It's a really fun way. I think it's really fun, and I hope that you guys will try it. This has been Judean speaking on the new NUZLOCKE variant that I hope you guys will try with your friends, because you can't do this by yourself. And you could do this with I want to say up to 4 people, because I want to use 1st gen as a base for this. If you do it with 5 people, 1st gen becomes kind of impossible to like even make a team. So that's going to be the rules of a Dexlocke. If I sound kind of rambly, it's because I just woke up, but I will try to make this as presentable for you guys as possible. That way you can see this and want to do this with your friends. Hopefully this has been a breath of fresh air for all of you watching. And I'll see you in the next one. And I do plan on doing one of these on my channel, but you'll have to wait and see who it's with. So, it's been real, but I'm going to get the hell up out of here. Bye-bye.